There's no good way to say something bad happened. I just can't sleep anymore. I toss and turn, this soreness deep down inside me. I wonder about the itchy stitches, how they closed up so fast. I wonder, no, I worry. My mind refuses to accept what it must mean. I'd kissed her at bedtime, although she's too old for such a thing. I even recalled how I used to hum to her when she was a baby. She'll always be my baby. Bitter is the font of the empty room. No number of days can numb her absence. I keep looking at the hay fork. Its crude wooden utility with slags of melted heirlooms coating it. I didn't rinse it. It is tarnished and dried, rusty reminders of what I used it for. I can't stop staring at it, and I've mapped every detail of it. The firelit shadow it casts, the jagged candle wax of metal, the bits of wolf hair stuck in its incidental barbs. At least the curse gave her back to me when her last howl gurgled into silence. I wrapped her pale moonlit body in my coat and carried her back home. There was no funeral, just a pyre of hacked apart manger and straw, attended by the few animals she didn't kill. A winter in the short nights of summer. The heat made everything hurt more. Coldness is preferable, but by big open skies full of stars and the fireflies of childhood, lingering indiscriminately of the horror, it is a shadow. I had to put an end to her suffering, for she emptied the farmhouses of neighboring families. There are different kinds of justice, and when she asked about them, I lied. Lying is the worst form of injustice, and I couldn't let her discover what had truly happened. In a way, I blamed them for refusing to take precautions. Board up your windows, stay indoors when the moon is evil. Don't go outside with nothing but a 20 gauge and a lantern, leaving your porch unguarded. Keep your dogs inside and quiet. They laughed at me, so I blamed them for their mockery. Something in me is broken. To say it is someone's own fault when they are killed. I know this. I know I am broken. But I cannot fix myself. I keep looking at the empty bottle, the one I swore was my last, so many years ago. God help me. I recall what happened that night. The moon was full again, under big skies, where silent farms lay sleeping. 5-pointed hay fork made of wood, but with silverware that belonged to my late wife melted and coating the weapon. I planned to use it, but I waited until she no longer looked like Jessica. She came through the house, for there were already bars on her window, and boards and shades to slow the call of the moon. A fork dipped in forks, a 5-pointed weapon. I was aware of its cruel dullness, and I had sharpened the points, but only increased its lethality. In a way, I was taking little caution. I couldn't imagine a dawn when I had finished it. I secretly wanted to be killed in the battle, so I wouldn't have to face the pain. I am a coward. I'd said, "Jessica, what are you doing out here in the moonlight?" And added, "My God, what is that all over your face?" And she spoke. This is something they can do, sometimes, as part of them is aware. And while the body travels at speed, claws and teeth flashing, strength increased, they sometimes recognize, they sometimes speak. It is not a human voice that answers. In her voice, she even chose words to conceal herself within, ashamed of the monster. She should have called me Papa, but couldn't, so she used my name the one time she ever did.
"Frederick, stay away,"
and then growling as she fled. I searched among the trees, saying, "Jessica, where are you?" And she responded with growls from the darkness. If I'd gotten any closer, she might have attacked me. I found her dog, or what was left of him. If she could kill her own dog, like a brother to her, she could do the same to me. I spoke a lot into the darkness. I said things like, "Jessica, what? Oh my God," and Jessica, what has happened? I can't believe you killed him. I'm going to have to set you free. That very night, I made the weapon, but the next night she escaped, and that is when she visited our neighbors. An unprecedented amount of violence. I could have called for help, but what good would come of it? More people in the area meant more potential victims. I had to slow it down. I had to create a fire break, a way to prevent the curse from spreading. I chose the torch, and I chose it again at the second farm. I arranged them together, folding what was left of them side by side, and dousing everything in kerosene. Then I made the first 2 funeral pyres of the farmhouses. I awaited the next time the monster returned. Although, if I were someone else, I would have ended things sooner. I cannot imagine that person, even with part of me dead inside, and the best part of me worshipping in an empty bottle of numb air. What am I supposed to do about me? I don't have what it takes to make this all go away. God has chosen the wrong man, as usual. When I stood there, she was bounding toward me, a lope of savagery. There was no more of her voice, nothing of her in those quickened eyes of molten gold, shining in the darkness. I braced the weapon at the last moment, like a medieval pikeman against a cavalry charge. This used her momentum to impale her. The 5 wounds penetrated 5 vital arteries and organs. The monster might shrug off low-powered shotgun blasts, and even ignore the musket. It might feel nothing from the kitchen knife and the cudgel, but the 5-pointed silver did terrible work. I felt her last muscle swing and take away flesh on my chest, leaving 5 marks upon me, like 5 jagged knife wounds. The pain manifested like a burst of a pentacle, red and encircled, and I cried her true name as my heart broke, seeing the light leave her eyes. Her roar of animal fury was choked into a yelp, and then a hushed pulse of throaty liquids. Her breathing extinguished, her heartbeat ceasing. The gashes on me I could not amputate. I rinsed them in holy water and stitched them shut, but by morning they were already just scars. I pulled the stitching out of my skin and noticed the bristles of beast wires around the wounds like weeds on my chest. So I must be doomed to continue in the wolf print puddles the curse dwells in. I will drip and shred, howl and haunt. I have written a letter of confession that I am responsible for all the deaths, in claiming I'm a madman of terrible savagery. I have written it in her hand, an accusation of forgery. This must be believable. It must summon hunters to find me before I can change. They must deliver a fatal musket ball. They must end me, while I lack the sort of abomination of mind to do this to myself. I pray that 70 years do not pass and age me only 10. I cannot become a wild man, and if I do, I shall revert to this truth, this page of my diary, explaining who I really am and the truth. I long for the truth, as lies built upon lies, layers of wolf beneath a man, and a man beneath a wolf. It is the will of something older and more fearsome than God. This curse lasts until a day when someone makes it their business to find me and stop this. The moon must not rise on me even once, let alone 1,000 times. I pray this signing of the truth will prevent the prevailing lies from spreading the evil further. Good night, Jessica.